All right, I'm Nate Christensen with the Manti Homestead, and I'm here with the king of off-grid solutions. All right, so you've got a well, you've got water, but it's 100 feet down. How are you going to get it out? Today we're going to talk about a solution to pump water, that delicious water, off-grid.
Hey Provident Preppers, I'm Jonathan and this is Nate from the Manti Homestead, and we're excited to be here because you've got a new toy. Tell us about this new toy.
Oh my word, I've been so excited. So water is the most valuable resource, and as preppers, I mean, it's like one of the hardest logistic. And so I've just wanted to have a well forever. And now that we have a well here on the homestead, what are we gonna do to get that beautiful water if the power goes out? And I'm with the king of off-grid solutions. So I'm really excited to do this video and to look at this off-grid solution to pump water.
Let's not forget to mention that you have put in a beautiful pump facility, a storage facility, and it's run by solar. So you've kind of got some of that backup already, but there was always this nagging question about, okay, what happens if that fails? So what is the foolproof solution that will allow everything else to fail and you still get water?
It's so good when someone's around that speaks the same language as I do. Because, you know, as preppers, it's all about redundancy. And not just redundancy, but getting to the most mechanical form of redundancy. I have to set this thing on my leg because it is heavy. When I thought about, okay, we are going to do an off-grid, manual well pump, because even if the grid fails, and if my solar fails, I can always come out and pump, or better yet, my kids can pump.
Exactly.
We got 9 kids and 4 of them are boys. So I want to have a mechanical solution to get the water out. And that's why I chose to go with this particular pump, is I just didn't want to mess around. I put in all this effort to get the permits and to drill and to put in the casing. And now I want to have the Cadillac as far as pumping that water, for my family's needs.
And let's also talk about community, because you had mentioned that to me, that there's a community aspect to this too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think, the more that I prep, the more I realize that we need community. We need like-minded people. We need to kind of wake people up just gently and get everybody doing this kind of thing, because together we're all going to have different strengths. When I was doing solar, I'm not a big solar guy. I don't trust it. And mainly it's because I'm ignorant. So the more I'm learning, the more I trust it. But I really had to lean on people who have been there and done that with solar. And that's just an example. There I'm reaching out to somebody that's, my solar nerds, and I've been calling them as far as setting up the off-grid solution there. I might be the greenhouse nerd or the rabbit nerd, but I'm always reaching out to people. I'm always calling, Jonathan, because again, he's the king of off-grid solutions. Anyway, so if I can share water in a time of need, it's just going to reciprocate, and we're going to be blessed because of that.
And that's the beauty of community. There's so many resources. We've got so much knowledge and skills right around us. Yep. If we capitalize on that, if we use that, everybody's lives are better and we can get through whatever comes.
Yep, and that's pretty powerful. Using each other and bonding together is powerful.
And now let's talk about, okay, how did you end up getting this design? Because this is not something they mass produce. This is a custom build that they make. So tell us the information you needed and how you provided that to them and where we ended up from there.
All right, while I do that, hold that.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what you think about that.
This is so amazing. I mean, this thing is not like some cheap little
I made it look
junk.
Easy. Yeah.
This is really beefy. It's well made, and it comes from a great company that has done this for many, many years.
Yeah. Well, and when I say that I've wanted a well forever, I'm not lying. And I've always been looking at these manual well pumps. The reason I went with Bison is, again, I did not want to mess around. We've already got everything right here. And I'd seen these online, and I'd read the reviews, and I've seen all the YouTube videos. And I'm like, oh my word, it was a dream. But the thing that was even more surprising is when I got this and picked it up for the first time, it's a completely stainless casting, which I love, because this is actually going to sit right on top of the wellhead, and it's going to be out here in the weather, and it's manufactured and engineered to do that. Yeah. And so You know, when I got started, I didn't know anything about not only wells, but especially, you know, this particular setup. And so I just reached out and called the company, and it was very cool because now it's like Braden and Lee and Marie are like first name basis. But I started with an information page, and it was really easy to go through. Again, I might be kind of an advanced prepper, but I'm not advanced when it comes to wells. So I had to start from the very beginning, and it was so easy. You know, I took pictures of my well casing so they could basically verify. I think it was a kind way to verify that I was putting in the right information. Right. So as I just sent this over to them, I felt like they know my well setup as well as I do, as good as I do. Yeah. Which was kind of reassuring because they were doing manufacturing of this particular thing to specifically meet my well casing. Because inside of this 8-inch metal, I've got my 5-inch pipe, and it's off-centered, and where's my pitless adapter, and how long do I need this stem? And they considered all of that. So this thing is customized for the Manti Homestead.
And I want to mention here that as we interact with our audience, there's a lot of people out there who feel pretty comfortable that they've got their own well. They love having their own well, but some of them realize that, okay, if the power goes down, having a well is useless if I can't get the water out of it. Yeah. And that's why we started exploring solutions for that and kind of landed on the Bison ourselves, because this is really super important for somebody who has a well. And I know a lot of people feel, you know, I talk to people and they just say, oh, I'm totally comfortable because I got my own well. But okay, but I hate to drop the question on them, but I do. Okay, what do you do when the power's gone and you have no electricity to pump that 100 or 150 or 200 feet, whatever it is? How are you going to get it out of the ground? And I get a lot of blank stares sometimes. So this is truly an important aspect of the preparedness.
It's so fun because as I've been out with a lot of my friends who maybe aren't in the same overt prepper space that I am, and I tell them that, hey, I just got my Bison pump, you know, and I'm all excited. They're like, what is that? You know, and I'm like, well, do you have a manual pump? And they're like, no. Oh my word, that's a good idea. And so I think once you give people the idea, they're on it. Because, you know, before, without the well, my water solution was, here, we'll take turns.
Okay.
Pass over the baby. My water solution was a 2-week supply of water. And that's a massive effort to have that much storage. And so now that you've brought a solution right to your well, you know, come what may, we now have the ability to get that water. And so, you know, even if whether it's a heavy duty, I call this the Cadillac solution to pumping your water, there's also some cheaper ideas where you can just pop off the cap, come over, you know, and you can get those, for maybe $300 to $400, a simpler solution. If you have the ability to do anything to get to that water manually off grid, I highly recommend it because, again, we do have power fluctuations and we have power issues. Anything can happen. So that's all we're doing is preparing for that.
And like you mentioned, this was really easy to fill out. When your driller does your well, there's a well log, and that is basically a visual representation and a written representation of what's down there. Yeah. What soil layers you went through, what confining layers you went through, where the water is most abundant, and all that information is provided to them, and that allows them to get you what you need. Now, this isn't all you need, right? I mean, you can't just set that on there. And so what's the next step? And we'll do a video on, you know, more on when this is done and maybe some during the install, but what do you need from here to get this?
So that's what's really attractive about this. This is considered a deep well submersible pump. Right. And so this can pump all the way down from 250 feet down. So it can pump 250 feet upwards. And so it's designed to go, you know, at least 20 feet below your static water. The static water just means where is the water resting inside of this well? Yeah. So most wells are going to be anywhere from like a 20-foot static maybe down to 100 feet. And then you actually put in a 1 1/4 usually pipe down this well, and then the cylinder, which is the pump, is actually going to be down there in the water next to your other, you know, well pump, your pressurized pump. So there's basically 2 straws going down this hole. Yeah. So this will go right alongside my submersible pressure pump, my electrical pump, and 20 feet below static. So I'm going to go probably about 80 feet roughly is how far my second pipe in this well will go down. And so from that cartridge then pumps that water upwards and then comes right into the stem once we install this.
Right.
And so we'll show you that installation, but all of those are questions that you give them, and then they just engineer your pipe length and the rod that you'll need that goes inside of that pipe, and they just do all the work for you as far as that goes.
That's amazing.
I've seen a video of this lady, and she installed it with her 96-year-old grandma. And so I hope that my installation will be a success, but it doesn't look too difficult, and I'm so excited to see water, fresh, purified water coming out of this baby. When that happens, it's going to be a big deal, a big dang deal.
So there you have it. This is the kickoff for this Bison pump being installed. Look forward to more to come. This is really exciting, and it's an excellent solution for all of you out there that have a well but haven't really thought about it or have been worried about how you're going to get that water out if you don't have power. So thank you, Nate. Any final comments?
No, again, it's just fun being with the king of off-grid solutions. This is a dream of mine. Water is so important. You know, anything you can do to prepare for a day of need, it's worth the effort. Sometimes things get expensive. You know, fit things within your budget, but if you can do something in that preparation space, I just recommend you do it. Now is still a time of plenty, and it's a time to be prepared, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. And now for the question of the day. As Nate said, have you thought about what you're going to do for water if things go south? And what is that? And how can we provide more information to help you get prepared to take care of your water needs in a crisis? And thanks for being part of the solution.